Hi, my name's Hannah. Welcome to my YouTube channel.
Like and subscribe!
Today I will be painting some pieces that are really inspired by some art that I've seen on Pinterest and Urban Outfitters. I'll go ahead and link those down below. If you like this video, please hit like and subscribe. So I am starting by kind of measuring where I want everything to be. I want a pretty straight line down the middle of my canvas with an ombre going up it, and then a very minimal yellow sun, so a yellow circle. What I'm doing right here is I'm just making sure that I have marked every 2 inches just so I can kind of keep track of how much color I'm using, so that I'm getting like an equal ombre, if that makes sense. I want all the colors to be like the same size. And then I'm using this bowl right here to trace where I want my sun to be. And as you can see, I'm using my ruler again because I really want to make sure that this is centered and that this is pretty. I do not like it when things are off. Blue is an extremely pigmented color. I mean, it's really valuable, as probably Bob Ross would say. He always says that color is value that you're adding to the canvas. And so you would say like blue has a lot of value as opposed to yellow, so you hardly need any of it. So I'm just gonna go in little crisscross motions. I'm going to do like an ombre effect. So the reason I'm going to start from the bottom is essentially because I want this to dry. I don't want this to end up mixing with any paint here or in here. And I also think I'm going to go through and get rid of my pencil mark. Now I'm adding some blue to my white. I'm going to mix that up. And it's not quite warm enough for me, so what I'm going to do is just slowly add some yellow until it gets to be the color that I want it to be. And now I am starting my ombre. Here I'm gonna go with this beautiful turquoise color that I mixed, and I'm gonna slowly start changing the color as I go. I'm making sure to really load my brush up with some paint, and I am using nice and smooth strokes as I go along. Really interested in having a frame around this, but I'm not gonna have one for a while. Unless I go to Home Depot or something, but I don't want to get the COVID, so I'm not going to do that. When you're doing the sides, is you can use the middle of your brush opposed to like the tip of your brush that you're using on here. I'm just literally pressing against it and dragging it up. Press and drag, press and drag. For the next layer, I'm going to add some more green and just keep adding it until it's the color that I like. I always pat into, get it really nice and thick, full of color. Grab some water because I have like a lot of paint on here, but it's so thinned out that it's just not picking up on my brush. Now I am adding some yellow to the blue mixture that I had before. I'm going to go ahead and continue the ombre effect with this beautiful sea green light color. I'm just adding yellow directly into that green mixture. I'm adding a little water since my green is getting pretty dry, and I'm just going to continue the ombre. Now I am wanting to make a very faint pink color, almost like a terracotta. You will see here I'm adding some yellow to this white as well. I just really want it to be a little warm but also fairly neutral. So yeah, I really love this color. I think it's my favorite one out of all of the colors on this painting. Now I am going back where I originally drew my line and my circle. I am just going to erase all those pencil marks. Now I am adding quite a bit of yellow to that white mixture. I really want it to be bright since it's going to be the closest color to the sun. Now I am just mixing yellow and white together until I get the color that I want for my sun. I think she's done. Okay, for the second painting, I have all my colors kind of laid out. I'm going to take most of this white, and I'm going to start with like my base color. So that's going to be blue and white. That was too much blue. So I'm just going to add more white. I'm actually just going to use all the white. Now I am just taking this beautiful light blue color and I am using crisscross motions to put it all over the canvas. It doesn't have to be perfect. There is no rhyme or reason here. This is just creating a type of sky-like texture on top of this canvas. Now I am adding in tiny amounts of red at a time to get a more purpley color to add to my sky. I'm using the same crisscross motions as before. I just want to add some nice texture and interest to this color that we already laid down. Now I am adding more red to the blue and white mixture, and then I'm going to place that on the canvas in more of a cloud-like type of way. Now I'm adding some slow dry blending gel from Liquitex. I'm putting a large amount of it on my palette, and then I'm just spreading what is on my brush right onto the canvas, right on top of all the colors we already have down. Next I have this purple mixture that I made out of red, blue, and some white. I also added a little bit of that Liquitex to it, just so it would stay wet a little longer as I blend it on the canvas. For a couple of minutes, let the paint settle, let it dry. I went ahead and grabbed, this is one of my favorite brushes for things like clouds and like when you just want it to look like a little fluffy and circular, kind of tapered at the end. So I'm going to use this to add kind of like a pinky tone. So I'm going to take all this white and add it right here next to that kind of lavender color. I'm going to take some red and I'm going to mix that in. So what I'm going to do is swirly textures, kind of like cloud-like. Now I am adding some yellow and that pink color together, and then I'm also going to use some of that purple to kind of dull it down a little bit. Let's start on one big cloud in the middle, and that's where I'm going to put my words. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but that's where I'm going to start. Now I am mixing more white and yellow again. This time I want a little more white, then yellow, especially in comparison to the first layer. As you can see, the second layer of the cloud has a lot more white in it. And I'm going to continue adding layers of different variations of this yellow and white mixture to just add some texture to my cloud. I'm just adding more white to that mixture again. This is a process that I will continue to repeat until it looks as layered and as cloud-like as I want it to. To prevent the white from just mixing in to the base color of the cloud, I definitely give it a couple of minutes to dry. You can't see this here since I'm not recording while I'm just letting it sit here, but I do let it dry before I add the next layer because it does add another kind of textural element to the painting. So my white cloud is now complete. So I've decided to mix together some red, a little bit of yellow, and some white to kind of create an orange color to offset the cool tones we have going off in the background. So I'm gonna go ahead and start by spelling out self-love. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you like this video. If you do, please like and subscribe. I hope I can make more in the future. For now, I hope you guys are all staying safe and staying healthy. Bye!